Drink with James, episode 31. This is the last episode of 2016. 2016 wasn't great for a lot of people. It was great for me. So, if it wasn't great for you, I'm sorry, but I had an awesome year, and doing this show was one of the highlights for me, so thank you all for watching. Thank you for your emails and your tweets. I feel like such a vlogger right now. Like, thanks for watching, and thank you so much. I love you guys. I saw someone that was like called their YouTube following, like, hi all my best friends. Maybe I'll start saying that to y'all, like, hello best friends. But we're not friends. We don't know each other. We could though. Anyway, moving on. 3 quick things before we move into the meat of this conversation. One, I've been listening to this guy, Coulter Wall. Tim will put something up over here. It's like a new country guy. He's from Canada, actually. Canada, sings country music. I know you're thinking like, oh, this sucks. But his song called Caroline, it's beautiful. You should listen to it. 2, did you know that I'm in a band called Bad Nancy, and it has an amazing logo? Tim will put it up over here. It is comprised of myself as the lead singer, obviously. Melanie, who works for us on the sales side, who's like 4'11" and amazing. She's the drummer. And then we have a few guitarists. We're having a New Year's Eve party in the office. If you're in New York, feel free to roll by. Tim will put some info up here or a link to the RSVP below the video. But Bad Nancy is going to be playing. We're going to be debuting some of our songs on New Year's, so get excited for that. Number 3, really quickly, I heard a theory the other day that Kanye West is only pretending to like Trump so that he can get to play the inauguration and then talk about how much he hates Trump. I'm hoping for that. As a Kanye apologist and fan and defender for years, I've had a tough week as far as Kanye is concerned, so I'm hoping this is like one big troll session. Let's move on to questions. So, oh, good God. I'm sure you guys use Instagram every once in a while. I'm sure you've opened it before and you see now that people are doing Instagram Live, right? And I'm sure you do what I do, which is this. One second, where's my phone? I don't have it here. Anyway, pretend I have my phone here. I'll open it up. I'll watch Instagram Live for about 10 seconds and then close it and be like, that was such a waste of time. Here's the thing. It is fun to play with these new things. I think it is important for y'all to be playing with these new things, but it is also important to maybe put more than like 10 seconds of thought into it, okay? If you're going to do a live feed, 1, get one of those tripods that holds your phone, okay? Because you holding it and like leaning it against your wine glass and doing your Facebook Live is not great. I've seen a couple people who have had them in tripods, and it's much better because the feed is a little slow, so if you move around a lot, it gets pixelated and gross, so get one of those tripods. But think it through, think through, why are you doing this? Are you just doing it because you want to play with it? That's fine, I understand that, but try and have some sort of reason. I think Q&As work well. I've seen a couple that were pretty solid, but they get a little fast, and they get a bit like, people are asking questions and they're just like, oh, yeah, yep, I love this, and my favorite food is a cheeseburger, and I started blogging in 2009, and and it's just very fast, and it's not engaging if your question's not being answered, I think, maybe. So I think as an influencer, just think about the medium, think about Instagram Live and how you can use it more effectively than just doing the easy thing, which is holding the phone out and answering questions. Try and maybe make it a weekly thing. Let your followers know beforehand. Do an Instagram post to say, hey, 6 o'clock, I'm going to be doing live for 15 minutes. I'm going to be answering questions. Leave them in the comments here, something like that. So it's you don't want to lose what's great about it live, which is like these questions are coming at you, but just look at other people's and see like what is not engaging about this and try and improve on that. First off, I will say that platforms come and go not based on features but on community, right? The features certainly matter, but the important thing is the community. Like, why has Tumblr struggled so much in the last few years? It's because the community left Tumblr. I used to get 20,000 likes on a photo, now I get 20 likes on a photo. My photography has gotten worse, but not that much worse. So the community's gone, it's less interesting to post there. That means less people post there, that means there's even less reason for people to come back there. So, you know, Instagram is not stupid, and they understand that people have spent years building followings there, and Snapchat has been stupid in some ways, and one is that they haven't built discovery engines, they haven't built a way to find new people to follow, and so it's really hard to gain a big following on Snapchat without hammering it down the throat of your followers on other platforms, which I've told you guys to do, which you should do, to jump over to Snapchat. So more and more people are saying, look, I've got 500,000 followers on Instagram, or 50,000, whatever the number is, and I'm getting 50, 500, 5,000 views on Snapchat. It's not worth the time. I can just get 10x the views on Instagram and keep it all in one place. So do I think Snapchat's less relevant? Yes. Do I think it's still super important? I do. Do I think they're different? I still do think they're different. And I think you can use them in ways that are different. My favorite Instagram stories, honestly, are high-res photos, outtakes from the shoot. You know, like, you know, if you do an outfit shoot, you know, I've shot for some bloggers, so I've shot outfit posts for bloggers, and it's 8 to 15 photos, but you post 1 or 2 maybe on Instagram. So why not that day post all 15 on your Insta stories, you know, and say, hey, in Insta stories, there's more of this, and you can keep your engaging, like holding the phone, talking, and doing the fucking dog face. And so maybe do something like that. Like, I really like the people that are putting other photos that don't make it onto their Instagram into their Insta stories. So I think if this is, you know, for me, I'm kind of off Snapchat, but this is not my job. You know, I'm not trying to build a following. If I was, and if this was my job, I would still be doing both, and I would just make sure to use them in different ways. This has become much more hotly contested topic. I was down in Miami with Art Basel and NetJets, which was awesome, by the way. And we had a big dinner, and a lot of the influencers were talking about buying followers and buying likes and buying engagement and all this. So let me say Fohr is 100% against that. You will be booted out of the directory if we find out that you are buying followers. I do not believe that people who are buying followers should get brand work. They certainly won't be getting it from us. And we are building tools as we speak to find people who have a fake following and who are buying likes. And we will be weeding those people out of our directory. So if you're doing it, we're coming for you, first of all. There is no excuse for that. I understand it's difficult. I understand gaining a following is hard, but buying followers, end of the day, it's not gonna work for you. It's not gonna give you long-term growth. It's not gonna help you build a business. People with an authentic I'd rather have 50,000 authentic followers than 200,000 fake ones, and you can tell. It's not hard to figure it out. And again, we're gonna have this tool, and eventually a lot of other people will, to be able to figure it out. So if you're doing it, I encourage you to stop. I encourage you to purge your following. There are some tools out there that will help you do that, purge your following of fake followers. But bots is a hot topic, right? Comment bots. If you don't know what they are, basically you pay this service and you give them hashtags and certain comments, and then they go out and comment for you on other people's pages inside of that hashtag. This is a controversial thing, right? Is it 100% authentic? No. Is it the classiest thing to do? Potentially not. Is it something that you'd be really proud of doing? Probably not. Does it work? I think it can. Am I totally against it? Not really. Here's the thing. I think of it as kind of like advertising, right? It's hard to build a following on Instagram, especially if you're under 100,000 followers. I think it's very difficult to build a following. And a big problem is just exposure. How do you get yourself out there more? And the comment bots do what I know a lot of you are doing on your own, which is just sitting around interacting all day. Do I think that influencers should spend 2 to 3 hours a day commenting on photos so that people will go back to their page and potentially follow them? I think that is an unbelievable waste of time. And so if you can automate that and that's how you're gonna gain followers, then like, I still think your page has to convert them to a follower. Even if you're using a comment bot and they're coming to your page, you're not buying the follower. Your content still has to convert them. I really dislike the services that have you follow and unfollow people. I have like 50 people that probably follow and unfollow me once a week. It's incredibly annoying. I will never follow you. I would never work with somebody who I saw doing that. Like that I don't like. But I understand it's hard out there, and I look at those things kind of as advertising. Speaking of advertising, like, you might also play with boosting your post and doing, advertising inside of Instagram. It's not that expensive. It's very easy to do, and it potentially works. So, I don't think you should be ashamed of trying to grow your business and trying a lot of different things. I don't think comment bots are the classiest or most acceptable way to gain your following, but I don't necessarily think it's cheating. And that might be controversial, but I'm just being honest. That's just my view. End of the day, if you're using a comment bot or you're running AdWords campaigns or Instagram advertisements, like, the person still has to click follow, and they're only gonna do that if your content is good. And digital advertising is I think $180 billion a year business just in the US of brands doing exactly that. They're paying money to get people to come look at their product and potentially do an action, sign up, buy it, engage with it, give them an email address, something. It's just advertising, right? And like, at some point you scale it outside of just yourself, and Instagram doesn't give you a lot of ways to grow, especially with the new algorithm and all these frustrations. And so, end of the day, I don't think it's cheating because they still have to follow you. Buying likes is cheating. Buying followers is cheating. Paying to get more people to look at your page to potentially follow it is advertising. You may not like the way it's done, but that's the way I see it. Look, y'all, I think it is easy to sit back and say what a terrible year it is. Donald Trump, that sucked. We lost a lot of good people. Prince, Leonard Cohen, the list goes on and on. But for many of you, I've had 20 or 30 people email me and say that they quit their jobs and they're now influencers full time. You guys get to go out every day and create content and tell stories and take pictures and style outfits and create videos and do tutorials and help people. And you get to do that every single day. And you get to do what you love, and a lot of times you get to make money off of it. If you're not making money, you still get to work with amazing brands, brands that you grew up shopping at, you grew up admiring. Maybe you couldn't afford it when you grew up, and now you get to work with that brand. I think that life is a series of small wins and big losses, and you have to focus on those small wins, and you have to just keep putting them together and keep staying positive, and you look back in 3 years and your life is completely different. There was a great video we did on this guy who runs a Brunch Boys account, and he said that it took him a year to get 1,000 followers, and he has 300,000 followers now. That blew my mind, because this is a labor of love for a lot of you, and I know there are people who are stuck at 5 or 10 or 20 or 200,000 followers, and they feel like, why am I doing this? But like, step back and remember why you're doing it. You love clothes, or you love travel, or you love food, whatever it might be. You love your family and talking about that. You have strangers who have invited you into their lives every day, and that's incredible. A lot of people will never experience that. And even at 5,000 followers, most of those people, you don't know who they are. And they think what you have to say is important enough that they want to hear from you once a day. Let me think about the people you want to hear from once a day. Me, it's like 3, like my investor, my mom, and like maybe it's just two, you know? And they're bringing you into their lives every day, and I think that's pretty special. And 2017 is gonna be a big year, and we wouldn't be anything without y'all. So thank you. Cheers. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that good stuff.